Good evening, back at it again with some invasive species in, this time, Canalta Timberland. So the first one, just like the first one for Azuria, you can't skip it, it's part of the story. It's an Arzuros. Now, this one's actually not that bad, kind of like Nargacuga. What you need to do though is you need to bring something with you that can either do hit multiple enemies at once, or just be sure you're absolutely strong enough to be able to take out his minions quickly. So, what's going to happen when the fight actually gets started, and we'll wait till the fight starts to actually talk about it a lot. So now that the fight started, what's going on is he will throw out bits of honey to lure in minions. Now, the honey apparently is what makes him extra strong for some reason. So instead of even worrying about the main Arzuros, what you're going to do is either use your multi-hit attacks to hit the other Arzuros that'll be around him, or you're just going to focus one down. I had success just focusing a single one down. The thing is, if you don't actually consistently have a spot open for him to throw a honey piece to, he will do an attack that will eventually wipe your team. So you need to be able to either consistently take one out and set him up to have a turn where he throws out a honeycomb, or you need to be really pumping out the multi-hit damage, because if you can take both of them out at once, then that would be 2 turns where he has to throw out honey. Either way, not really that hard. Just took me a minute to realize that I really needed to just focus the minions. But you can see you have lots of room for error on this guy. Anyway, that's it for the strategy for him. I'll see you on the next one.
Thanks. Let's go.
Nice teamwork.
Yeah.
Your Highness.
Let's go. that.
Right by!
Alright, so just a tip for finding the invasive Nerscylla. Because I wandered around trying to find this for a little bit. If you spawn into this particular base camp, when you come in, you can go the direction that you just saw me go on screen and go straight to the point where you can actually jump high enough to fly over to the spot where the Nerscylla is. For some reason, it took me forever to realize exactly where the place was to go find the Nerscylla. But other than that, this one's actually kind of interesting. You will need a Gunlance that has Wyvern's Fire. I think there's another ability you can have instead of Wyvern's Fire, but that's the one that I had. And a little bit of patience. So let's wait for the fight to get started. Alright, so you actually can't do damage to Nerscylla directly in this fight. The camouflage just prevents you from attacking it, so you actually can just have people throw some attacks out at it. You actually need to do at least a couple little wasted attacks in order to build up your stamina so that you can do a Wyvern's Fire, but otherwise, don't waste your stamina. Be sure you have enough. That attack has a decent stamina cost to it, so you don't want to be caught unable to actually respond. It'll do the same thing all the other ones do, which is it hits a point where it starts behaving strangely. In other words, it extends its fangs. When it extends its fangs, that turn, you'll see the line coming towards you like it is right now. This is not the turn where I need to do it, by the way, because the fangs aren't out. When the fangs are out, go ahead and line up your Wyvern Fire, like set it up to do it as an attack. And that will trigger the stuff to actually finish the fight off. I'm worried a lot about trying to get the timing down for it. Just go ahead and fight it like normal up until this point. Because pushes out the fangs, starts to attack you again. You set up a Wyvern's Fire, and it will trigger the sort of end fight cinematic. And your reward for repelling this particular invasive species is Nargacuga eggs, which I'm not 100% certain on this, but I do believe with Nargacuga, it's one of the ones where if you raise its environment rank, you actually unlock things like Silverwind. So if you really like Nargacuga and you like the Deviant line for it, you'd treat it the same way you do Raytheon. Similar things for some of the other ones that we've unlocked so far, like, say, in the last video I unlocked Mizutsune. I'm going to keep her tucked away until I've also unlocked Zinogre, but I'll tell you why in that video. Anyway, let's jump to the next one.
Look at that. All right. Look at that.
So finding Shogun Ceanataur might be a little tricky for you. All you do, teleport to Howlin' Yao Camp, and once you load in, what you'll see is you're kind of up in a higher area. So hop on your Monstie and then hop down towards the base of the waterfall, and you can go up underneath the waterfall and you'll be in the area with the Ceanataur. Now, he is a bit trickier than some of the others to actually get him to do what you want. It seems to me like he consistently targets your Monstie. However, what you're trying to do in this one is build up to having a defense up large. And there's a couple ways to approach that. One of them is to stack some things like a mega armor skin and a couple other items that you can kind of throw on your character to build up to where you have attack up large, or not attack up, defense up large. I found the easiest way to pull it off is to actually make the hunting horn for Khezu. And that hunting horn gives you two different abilities. One's defensive ditty, and then the other one is an ability that actually raises the level of all of your current buffs by 1. So you basically play defensive ditty, then the next turn you play the song that raises your buffs by 1 level, and then you do it one more time to get up to that large defense. Once you have the large defense on, when he goes to attack your Monstie, it'll break his claws and the fight is over. I found this one to be just a touch tricky because I actually ended up getting killed once or twice because he wasn't attacking where I wanted, or he did an attack strong enough to straight up kill my Monstie before I got the defense built up. And that resets your cycle of building up the buffs. And so you kind of have to get a little bit lucky that your first couple turns go the way you want them to. And he maybe focuses Gaul and Legia, or even you, more than he does your Monstie. But either way, as long as you can actually get up to the point where you have the 3 stacks going and have the defense up large, then whenever he attacks the person that has the defense up large, you'll be good. And I'm not 100% certain that he just focuses your Monstie for that big attack, but that's what seemed to happen with me. The very first time I tried this, I tried just bumping up my defense with items, and as soon as I got to my defense up, he just started doing nothing but attacking Ratha. So, I don't know. And that's why I switched to the hunting horn, because the hunting horn, as long as you're not getting knocked out, it lets you actually build up the defense on everyone. And I mentioned just a little bit ago, we get a Mizutsune egg from this fight. I am actually going to hold on that one because I know in the next area we can get Zinogre. And mild spoilers in case you don't really want to know this, but the way you get Soulseer Mizutsune and Thunderlord Zinogre is you actually have Mizutsune and Zinogre released in the same areas. They're considered rivals, and so by having them in the same specific spot, you actually make both of them unlock their deviant forms or their more powerful forms. So I'm not going to release her just yet because I don't want to have to farm up an egg to take with me to wherever I put Zinogre or to teleport back here. But we'll see that in, I believe, the next video that I can make in this series, which might be just a minute. Gotta finish editing the main video for this particular act, and then we'll be ready to move on to the next one. Either way, remember, if I can beat it, so can you.
Counting on you. Thanks.
Prince! No! Prince!
But I come so far. Seriously?
Hey!
Let's go. Murray! They're open.
Hold on!
Well, go.
I'll pay you back.
Murray! This'll do it.
Thanks.
Counting on you.
I'll pay you back.
Right. Good one.
You too, Captain.
Your Highness!
Huh?
Look at that.
Great fight!